To wrap up the chapter here, there's some final etudes in example 5.0, which I'm going to play and talk about just briefly. The rhythm in these that are more active, obviously I want to try to articulate using the principles of articulation that we talked about. There's opportunity for some cross-sticking. Obviously, if you don't use cross-sticking, you can use doubles, and there is a technique called shifting, which is perfectly good to use too, where you move both sticks out of the way. The cross is a little more fluid when you really develop that ability, which I'll use in example 5.0, the first exercise. There's some tuning changes here. At the end of the second line, I want to hear the D up to the E, that whole step. And the most important thing is when I start playing again, A and E, that I know what the A and E sounds like, and if it's out of tune, fix it. And then I want to hear down to the B from the E in the fourth line to get my A tuned up to the B. And then that's how that etude ends. I'm going to use a little bit harder stick to get the clarity that I want. So here's the first allegretto. And the next etude, the andante, has some tuning changes in it. Again, I'm going to hear from the last note sounding the new pitches and articulate as necessary for the clarity, but primarily focus on getting a nice sound out of the instrument. We've been able to cover many of the points presented in the manuscript and the text on the DVD here to give you some idea how it sounds and what it would look like. Just keep in mind everything we learn, we see, hear, and feel. And any aspect of a technique or musical issue that you're working with, if you can figure out a way to learn it, teach yourself, or if you're teaching someone else, through a visual, and through an auditory, and through a kinesthetic channel, as we like to call it, triple channel, then you're going to be learning it in the most complete and permanent way you possibly can. Thanks very much.